The Midnight Library's Secret Story. Lucy had always been a bookworm, a lover of mystery novels and forgotten tales, and her small town had one place she cherished above all others, the local library. But recently, there was something strange about it. The library was always closed when Lucy visited, even though the hours said it should be open. The building was old, but it felt as if it had secrets buried deep within its walls. It wasn't just the books she loved. It was the allure of something hidden. One evening, after finishing a long shift at the coffee shop, Lucy decided to stop by the library again. It was well past midnight, and she had nothing else to do. To her surprise, the door was slightly ajar, a faint light shining from inside. Curious, she pushed it open. The smell of old books hit her immediately, but there was something heavier in the air. As she stepped inside, the soft hum of lights was the only sound that greeted her. The library was empty, as usual, but tonight felt different. The shelves seemed taller, more foreboding, as if they stretched endlessly into the shadows. The soft murmur of whispers echoed faintly, almost imperceptible. It was as though the building was alive, breathing with its own strange energy. Lucy felt a chill crawl up her spine but pushed forward, drawn by the feeling that something was calling her. She wandered through the aisles, her fingers lightly brushing the spines of books. Her eyes were drawn to a particular section in the farthest corner of the library. It was a narrow aisle that she hadn't noticed before. The shelves seemed to go deeper than she thought was possible, and the air grew colder the further she walked. At the very end of the aisle, there was a single book sitting on a pedestal. It looked ancient, its cover dark and worn with time. The title was faded, but the words she could make out were chilling. The Midnight Library. Lucy felt an odd sense of urgency. She reached out and took the book, her heart racing. As her fingers brushed the pages, a strange feeling washed over her. The library around her seemed to blur, and the quiet whispers grew louder, as if urging her to open the book. She flipped through the pages, and the stories inside were like nothing she'd ever read before. They weren't normal stories. They were her stories. Every page was about her life, about people she knew, places she'd been, and decisions she'd made. But each story ended in a different way, horrible endings, lost loves, lives cut short. Some pages even described the exact moment she was holding the book. Lucy's breath quickened as the words on the pages seemed to shift. The stories began to change in real time, altering her future. One of the pages started writing itself, the ink slowly forming new words. "You shouldn't have opened this book, Lucy." Panic surged through her. She slammed the book shut, but the words didn't stop. They continued to spill out onto the pages, spreading across the room. The whispers grew louder, echoing in her mind. "Now that you've entered, you can never leave." She turned, but the library was no longer the place she knew. The shelves loomed, now moving, shifting with a life of their own. The aisles stretched longer, pulling her deeper into the heart of the darkness. There was no exit, no way out. Lucy realized then that the Midnight Library didn't just contain books. It contained fates. And now, hers was written in its pages forever. As she turned back to the book, its pages glowed with an eerie light, her name written in bold letters across the front. The whispering stopped. The book had claimed her, and now, she was a part of its story. The Midnight Library had chosen her, and she could never leave.